South Africans, we are a society that is perpetually in denial. You can't talk about violence without specifically arguing, and I'll do that this evening, and say that apartheid is largely responsible. And I work in communities, by the way, and I was surprised that your institution would run a topic of this nature for, these are topics consider that it happens in those communities. But I work in communities where, as Sonke Gender Justice, where in the black areas, where just the sitting itself, Nick, it's a violent society. But apartheid created an environment itself, an environment that colluded, connived, agreed with the ethos of violence. Nick, how do you go back to a township where just been there, the conditions by their very nature are violent? And we have never, as South Africans, we have never. And then and there are many reasons why we don't do this. To say, in fact, the violence we see today is not accidental. But these are things that make us very uncomfortable. These are things that, as South Africans, we would like to forget and move on. But I want to get a life, man, move on. And I'm not for one moment going to suggest that this is a justification, an explanation, but we will fail, we'll do these diagnosis until we're blue in the face, those of us who are light or dark. To do this, would fail to do this unless we acknowledge that this system itself has a lot to answer for what we see. I mean, you go to Johannesburg prison where you meet a 12-year-old boy who says, but Ndate Botha, in the area where I come from, at Deep Kloof, this boy, he's serving 30 years. He says, but you know what, Ndate Botha, I did not know what I will eat tomorrow. But there were men I saw and I knew in my community that had never worked in their lives. But these men their lifestyle was such that, Nick, attracted me. There was, in fact, no incentive not to be violent, but there was an incentive to be violent. How then do you then reverse this situation? But you can only do that by when all of us stand up. I mean, December 14th, India, you had never seen such India virtually came to a standstill. South Africa, very good, wonderful workshops, wonderful press statements released. You have never had a groundswell where Nick, South Africa would say, it will not, South Africa for this day will stop working. And see that, hang on, so far, not further. I just came back from Vienna in Austria this morning. And the whole world spoke about the importance of activism where community says, not in my name.